when AI builds itself.
Command AI.
For most of AI history, humans drove every step in its development cycle, but at Anthropic, we are delegating a growing share of AI development to AI systems themselves, which is speeding up their work. Duh. Taken far enough and even enough compute, the trend points to an AI system capable of fully autonomously designing and developing its own successor. This is called recursive self-improvement. We are not there yet, and recursive self-improvement is not inevitable, but it could come sooner than most institutions are prepared for. AI that can build itself would be a major development in the history of technology, one that could bring enormous good for the world in science, healthcare, and beyond, of course. But recursive self-improvement also might increase the risks of human losing control of AI systems. Dun 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 dun. That was a Terminator 2 reference. So let's look at this little breakdown, which again is a beautiful little graphic here. I wonder how they did this. So first of all, 2023 to 2025, where most people started their AI journey, including myself, when ChatGPT came to the forefront. Yeah, through a chatbot, we are communicating with our computer. Then we get agents, coding agents. As the agents become more capable, they were able to write and edit code on their own, sometimes entire files. And this is talking about 2025, 2026. Now, and with an update that we'll go through that they announced last week, autonomous agents. Agents can now run code themselves and delegate hours of work to other agents. So person talking to their computer via a chatbot, spinning up an agent who then subsequently can spin up other workers and agents and things like that, and actually handle that delegation completely within here. So you're starting to get a sniff of everything now. Closing the loop. In future, agents could become capable enough to build and train models themselves. And this is, again, there's no human in this loop. It's literally just this endless cycle. So you can kind of see how we got there with all of this. Opus 3 could complete software tasks that take humans about 4 minutes to complete. Think about where we are now. Because yeah, a year later, Claude Sonnet 3.7 managed tasks that took about an hour and a half. A year after that, Claude Opus 4.6 managed 12-hour tasks. This trend holds. This trend holds. Tasks that take a skilled person days could come into range this year. And to be honest, I think we're already there, because remember, hands up how many devs are in the audience, give us a shout, because when you used to plan out tasks, it would give you it would estimate how long it would take, and it would take days and weeks, week 1 and week 2, and do this and do that. They've since removed that from the from the feedback, but it used to it would be something you would get done in about an hour, but it was estimating weeks and weeks and weeks of work in the response. I for sure am getting work done in maybe not minutes, but certainly a couple of hours. Like, I'm getting days worth of work done, potentially even weeks worth of work done. So I'm not quite sure how they're measuring this, but either way, it's insane. It's insane what we can do nowadays. Building a frontier model takes 2 broad categories of work. There is engineering, which is writing the code, standing up the architecture, and overseeing the model training. And then there is research, deciding what experiments to run, interrupting what comes back, and figure out ideas to try. So there's still that kind of human in the loop thing. They go on to talk about how much code is actually written, and you can see here about an average. It's kind of stayed the same for the first few years, and then you've got this kicker, the first quarter of 2025. What was that? Was that Opus 4.5 maybe? And then Opus 4.7 came out probably around here, I think, and then it's just kind of gone crazy. These are mythos, which we're starting to see sniffs of, but point is, more and more code is written. This is an interesting point. Lines of code is an imperfect measure, as it measures quantity over quality. 8 times lines of code engineer a day in the second quarter of 2026 is almost certainly an overstatement of the true productivity gain. Nonetheless, it indicates acceleration. Anthropic, we don't reward people for how many lines of code they write. Rather, team members are producing more code simply because they're using AI systems to write more code. So again, they're sort of saying, don't take this with a pinch of salt, but it's what other factors are at play that can justify or explain this, other than people are being more productive? And then we get into the sort of how capable they are. Trivial problems have always been very, very easy. That's kind of stayed, but as you start to get more broader, the success rate, it massively drops. But they are converging at the top here, being more consistently dealing with bigger challenges and more open-ended challenges. The evidence suggests that human role is narrowing at each step in the AI development process. Once human and AI authored code quality reach parity, humans will stop writing code entirely and shift to only reviewing it. But if they can't review code as quickly as Claude can generate it, human review will become the bottleneck to AI development. Dun, 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 dun. An area of human comparative advantage for now is research, taste, and judgment, including choosing which problems matter, which results to trust, and when an approach is a dead end. So we're basically we're guiding the AI, we're just shifting it, and it's deciding how to accomplish things based on our broad goal, So yeah, we're definitely getting to this point. So there's three possible futures here. The trend stalls, but today's AI capabilities are widely diffused. This article features many exponential trajectories, but these trajectories may actually turn out to be S-curves. We may be approaching the bend in the S-curve where it returns to scale diminish and the line straightens and then flattens. Then you've got the AI labs continue to see compounding efficiency gains, so getting better and better and better. AI systems themselves become more capable of full recursive self-improvement and begin building their own successors. Again, self-explanatory. This is where it gets really interesting. If it were possible to effectively slow the development of this technology to give ourselves more time to deal with its immense implications, we think that would be likely a good thing. Slowing down, which I was thinking about this today, actually, to be honest, slowing down. But if a slowdown simply lets the least cautious actors catch up technologically, it could leave everyone else less safe. So you've just got this, what do you call it when you're at the stalemate? You've got this stalemate situation where it's like, well, we've got to keep getting better because they'll overtake us. But then we're also expediting our own downfall of humanity. Without a global coordination mechanism, companies and governments will have to make difficult decisions about safety while under the competitive and geopolitical pressures. The Anthropic Institute will conduct research in collaboration with many others and take actions to help build the systems that a credible slowdown or pause would require. So they're actively looking into this potentially pausing of things, but they just need to make sure that everyone is capable of doing it, or everyone is going to follow it. You've got some treaties out there now. I think they mention it actually. The Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty. We have these treaties and stuff like that people are adhering to. However, it's so much is on the line when it comes to AI. Like literally, people. They're doing everything. Like look at Anthropic's history, where they stole a bunch of books. And they're just like, look, we'll deal with the consequences later on. Do you know what I mean? Like everyone, it's crazy how desperate they are. In the coming months, we'll organise conversations where policymakers, researchers, civil society, and other AI companies can help answer some of the questions this piece raises, especially around the full recursive self-improvement, how to create better options for coordination and deliberation. We'll publish what comes out of it. The window to investigate the questions together is here, and people outside AI companies should be involved in this deliberation. Crazy. And I like that they do publish this stuff. I really do. It seemed like I don't see OpenAI doing this sort of thing. So hats off to Anthropic for continuing to, think about this stuff alongside of their deliverables and stuff like that. So, Sachin, Webflow bloodbath, please elaborate.
This is part of a larger conversation on my show, Cmd+AI, which we stream live every single week. We discuss the news and all things related to AI in the world of design and web. Catch us next week and join in the banter.
Cmd+AI.